So yes, I am posting a little more. I love to post. I'm glad I feel like it. I'm going to respond to Big Star 1000's art versus music thread. I may respond to this more than once, actually, because I love the subject. And when you look at your records, you can, you scratch the surface and then you go back and you say, ah. So I don't have five yet, but I wanted to show some and talk for a minute and then I'm out of here. Okay. So we're going to start with some records where the artwork and the music are matched perfectly, in my opinion. And the first one is Nurse with Wound, Space Music. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And actually, this is definitely made for the digital domain. I mean, they did a great job of pressing it up on vinyl. Amazing package, but it really has a lot of really quiet passages where there are things going on. They're really quiet and intermittent, like space. So this cover perfectly matches the sounds contained. Nurse with Wounds, Space Music. Another one that came to mind right away that perfectly matches the music for my taste is Van der Graaf Generators, Pawn Hearts. This cover is, to me, classic. I'm going to take it out. I just love this cover. And it embodies, to me, perfectly the essence of this music. Van der Graaf Generator music in general, as well as this album. There's a sense of space, the old and the new, the whole idea of the chess pieces and life. I think it's fantastic and really fits. And here, and the inside is just as cool. And check it out. I gotta make sure you see this. Yeah, to me, from Peter Hammill. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience meeting Peter Hammill. Okay, a couple more. Legendary Pink Dots, Asylum. This cover is super freaky. Well, not super freaky. It's very colorful, and I like that. And it's like, I'm not quite exactly sure what they're trying to tell you with this, but it really fits the quality of the music, the psychedelic nature of the music, but also there's this kind of time element, like it's something possibly old from a bygone era, but shot straight through with LSD or something. So this is another cover that I think really, the music sounds like that. It really does. Sounds like this. I love this album too. It's a big psychedelic mess in some ways. Okay. One more. For me, this cover perfectly fits the music. Paint Your Wagon by Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry. The music is, for me, especially at the time it was white hot, was a really, really angular, on fire type of sound. And so, again, I think Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry have not been given their due. I think it's because they used a drum machine for the first part and people were put off by it. And I just say, I think they used it beautifully. So this is another one where I think this really matches the music. A couple that I chose two that came to mind right away where, in my opinion, the music does not match the artwork. I like the music, but it does not match it. Tripsichord. This is one of the best designed album covers I've ever seen. The music doesn't even touch this cover. Look at that. Fantastic image. To me, the music on this should be magical and phantasmagorical or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's San Francisco rock. Somewhere between the Charlatans and Jefferson Airplane. I like it, but I can imagine a whole nother kind of music for this cover. Something really fantastic. So that's one example of where I don't think the music matches the cover. Here's another one. Green Slade. Love the Green Slade covers. Most of their albums are mediocre at best, being honest. And I have all their albums. You might say, well, what are you doing buying mediocre records? I always find at least one track that's good. And the overall concept of the band Green Slade I really liked. They just were inconsistent in my opinion. But Roger Dean's covers I thought were great, especially the multi-armed figure, the Green Slade Man. I love it. I love this cover. This record is kind of so-so. Would I sell it? Oh, no. Oh, no. There are a couple decent tracks on here, but just decent, okay? As a whole, the record does not live up to the cover, in my opinion. Oh, I do have one more for that. Do I? Oh, I got a couple, actually. See, I missed these. Okay, so this is going to be a little disjointed. Alrighty, one more where I do not feel that the music matches the cover. And I love this band, but Amon Düül, too. As much as I like Dance of the Lemmings, this cover is so fantastic. The music, how could you make... Well, I think you can, but this album, this is a fantastic cover. The music does not match the cover, in my opinion. I love Amon Düül, but there's no way that their music is that fantastic on this album cover. Look at that cover. Look at those images. They can't touch the cover. They can't. How could they? Okay, so I had pulled more records and they kind of got... So here's a few more. Well, at least one more where the cover matches. Tool. I think it's this Lateralus. I think this is a perfect image for the sound of this album. Perfect image. And I love this album. Okay. Let's talk about... Oh, one more. No, two more. Henry Cow. That fits in my mind. That's perfect for the music. That red sock. And when you look at it closely, the way it was made, the way it's painted, it's incredible. An incredible piece of work. Kind of mind-boggling, like the music. Perfect. Last one for this first category of music that matches the music, art that matches the music, Burger Inc. That's what this music sounds like to me. Perfect image for this music. Electronic based. Beat. Almost ambient, but beat. It's like you're in motion. I love this album. And the image is perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm on my lunch break and it's almost over, so let me... Okay, now I'll show some records where, in my opinion... Did I show some already? Let me show some... Yeah, I showed some where the artwork doesn't match the Triptychord. Here's another one where I don't think the music lives up to the artwork, and that's Ravi Bando by Faust. Love this cover. And I love Faust. And this is pretty good. But I think this cover is fantastic. Love this cover. And the kind of oranginess. Orange is my favorite color, period. And that alone, but the images and the color scheme. Music doesn't match it. The music is not nearly as brilliant as this cover, for my opinion. I love Faust too. And the last one for music that doesn't match the artwork, from my opinion, it's Mothers of Invention. This is one of my favorite album covers. This is not one of my favorite records. And even when it comes to the Mothers, this doesn't even really rate for me for rankings. I don't like this album too much. I love this cover. It's one of my favorite images of all time. Just freakier than shits. Kind of like Lazarus with Alien. When I saw this as a little boy, freaked me out. I didn't know what to think. You know, it scared me, but it intrigued the hell out of me. But I don't like this album that much. Okay, some records where... I think it's the last part. Okay, these are records where... Okay, no, this is one more where the music doesn't match the cover. And that's SBK, Breathless. I really like this image. And I think the song is just so-so. I like SBK, but this is where they were trying to get commercial. Not very good. I like that image, though. I may answer this again, Big Star. Great thread. 2 records I pulled where I think the covers don't match the music. The music is great. The covers are crap. One is Jean-Pierre Labrador's Coincidence. Love this album. What's with this cover? They must have run out of money. That cover's terrible. Another one where the cover I think is crap. The album, I love it. UK. This is not nearly as bad as Coincidence, but it's like, what a nondescript crap-ass cover. And what a great album. They should have used the back for the front, if you ask me. Okay, that's a quick answer.